Hey everyone, this is Cynthia, psychic and astrologer. So this is actually going to be the weekly horoscope for January 12th through January 18th. So let's get started. Aries. Obviously, as we begin the week, Mercury will be starting its retrograde cycle January 14th. Now, Mercury is going to be currently in your 11th house of friendships, groups, and organizations. Now, when we have a Mercury retrograde in this house, this can actually bring about people from your past back into the present. So this could be maybe old friends, maybe a community or an organization you once worked in, or people that you know that you used to work with or associate with come back into the present. Now, Mercury will be going direct February 4th. There could be actually some issues that need to get resolved at this time. Now, this could possibly create issues with a friend, not necessarily to the level of you know, a separation, breakup kind of situation, but this could create tension, maybe even a time where the two of you don't talk. But this can easily help to bring old issues out in the open. Now, a great time to focus on career will actually be January 16th. So this could actually bring about a time or an opportunity for a promotion, advancement, maybe to start pursuing a business venture or an opportunity to be open to new ventures and venturing out. Now, the full moon on January 17th will fall in your fourth house of home. Now, the next 2 weeks is actually going to be a time where you may relocate, renovate, or make changes around the home. What is actually very positive about this full moon is that it does connect well with Neptune, but it does create an opposition with Pluto. So, with Neptune, this could actually bring about, for instance, if you are relocating, this could actually bring about a relocation to a place near water, or maybe you renovate or repair, or maybe even purchase a home with a pool or maybe near a lake. This could also be, for instance, if you're just renting an apartment, maybe the apartment unit itself is near a pool. So the energy is actually going to be pretty positive in that sense. This could also bring about a time to decorate or design a room and maybe show more artistic creativity, like, putting in new sheets or a new color or a new art deco or a new accent wall for a room. Now, the only challenge is going to be that there's going to be an opposition with Pluto. So, the opposition that can actually create some tension here. And the only problem with this is that it can create some tension or some problems with your job. Maybe you need to relocate and move closer because of a job. Maybe you change jobs or receive a job offer in another city or another state. This actually can create a time where you might be focusing on where do you want to be at in the future. And this could actually even create a time where for you to create a home office or start working from home, whether it's a new business venture, or maybe you are told to work from home during this time. This can create some tension. For instance, trying to create a balanced home life and a balanced work life. So, for instance, you have to work from home, but then there's the challenge of having to take care of whether it's children or the balance of with other people around the home. And so trying to maybe have some peace and quiet to focus on your job versus also having to deal with the home environment. If there's dogs barking, they're not giving you peace and quiet, or maybe your schedule is just kind of crazy because you have to create a new adjustment to accommodate for this new balance, this new way of doing things. Now, overall, the energy of the full moon is positive. it just creates some little bit of challenges because you're trying to, like I said, create a balance there. And overall, I mean, the way the energy kind of comes together feels like there's still a lot going on and a lot to look forward to. And then once we kind of go through this full moon, I think you'll discover that you'll have this broader range of opportunities there. Now, we are still going through the Venus retrograde, which is currently in your career house. This could add to, like I said, new adjustments that you need to do for your career. And if it does put you in a situation where you have to relocate to a new city or a new state, just to work, this can easily create adjustments because it might be in an area or place that you're not really entirely looking forward to, or it could be that it's fine for now, but you may easily find yourself changing. Maybe it could be a year from now, maybe even a few months from now. But there's definitely going to be a lot to look forward to, a lot of activity going on that I think will still be positive. It just brings about new adjustments at this time. Taurus. So Mercury is going to start retrograding on January 14th from your career house. Now, Mercury won't go direct until February 4th. This could bring about some issues with clients, customers, coworkers, employees. This could also actually bring about a time where if you are looking for a new job, this could take you back to like an old employer. Or I've even seen where maybe not necessarily an old employer like an a company you once used to work in, but also if, let's say, there was a manager that used to work in that company, now works in a different company, and they're inviting you to work in that new company. So this could also relate to dealing with people from your past. Like I said, I almost want to associate it like an old employer. This could be like an old manager, supervisor, maybe even another coworker that now works in a new place that you'll be working in. So it could be running into those kinds of situations and starting a new job. Now, this could actually also be the possibility of dealing with issues with a current employer or with even an employee. Now, this is actually a time to resolve any issues, but don't be surprised if some of these issues just they come out in the open and they don't get resolved at the time. Now, a time that I would say would be kind of significant for you would actually come on January 17th. So that's going to be when the full moon will actually fall in your third house of short trips, communication, siblings, and neighbors. Now, the next 2 weeks is actually going to bring a time where you could see an increase of emails, text messages, and phone calls. Now, this is actually going to be a time when also you may even notice an increase of short trips out of town or someplace nearby. Now, what's interesting is that this full moon connects very well with Neptune, but it creates an opposition with Pluto. So Pluto is currently in your ninth house of long distance trips. Now, I don't know if there's going to be some challenges when it comes down to travel. Maybe you need to reschedule travel or change any travel plans. Now, this could also be a situation where maybe some of these travel plans are dealt with last minute. So it's definitely going to be a time of having to deal with some issues that are not going to be at a time where you would like it to be, but maybe need to make some adjustments. With Neptune, this could actually be very significant when it comes to connecting with family and friends and also seeing an increase of communication. There could be the possibility of even taking travel to a place near water. So this could be on an island, like maybe even like a Hawaii, or maybe an island, I don't know, the Caribbeans or something. So there could be a place near water, around water. Maybe you just decide to do a vacation home and hang out at the pool or something. But this could actually be a very significant time where you may also just decide to just get away, just to rest and relax and Doesn't necessarily have to be someplace like really fancy. It could just be just taking a vacation, resting and relaxing, and just catching up on sleep. Now, there could be the possibility of having to repair or replace a vehicle, a computer, a cell phone, or telephone. We are dealing with a Mercury retrograde right now that is actually can affect these kinds of items. So there could be the possibility of having to repair or replace one of these items because it broke down. And you have no choice but to replace, a vehicle or a phone. Now, this could also be a great time to deal with any of these issues, also with any kind of communication issue. This could actually be the time to resolve some of these issues. It could be a time of moving on, moving forward, or maybe just a time of letting go and just starting new. Gemini. So Mercury, which is actually your ruling planet, will actually be starting its retrograde cycle on January 14th. Now, this is actually going to be a time where there could be issues of communication. This could relate to just emails, text messages, phone calls, but this could also relate to the internet and vehicles and computers. So, because this is your ruling planet, you're going to actually feel it the strongest. You and Virgos will feel it the strongest. And this could actually be a time where you need to revise or make some changes or resolve old issues. So Mercury will be going direct February 4th. So don't be surprised of and expect the unexpected. The full moon on January 17th will fall in your second house of earned income. The next 2 weeks will bring a time for you to take care of any financial obligations, but this could actually bring about a time of opportunities to make more money. Now, Pluto will be opposing this full moon from your eighth house of joint resources, taxes, credit cards, and loans. So, this could actually be a time of you make more money, but then you also have to take care of financial obligations at the same time. So you may be gaining, but the money may be going somewhere else. Yes, you may benefit through bonuses and commissions, but there may be possibly bills or debts or financial obligations, maybe through taxes that you have to take care of. This could be an opportunity of making more money, but it could be a sense of having to take care of some obligations. Now, Neptune does connect well with this full moon from your career house. Again, you may gain through bonuses or a pay raise, like a promotion or advancement, but it could leave you in a situation where you have to take care of some other financial obligations connected to it. So, this is actually going to be a time where you may feel a little bit overwhelmed, but financially, there should be improvements that will be coming together there for you. Cancer. Mercury will start to retrograde starting January 14th from your eighth house of joint resources, taxes, credit cards, and loans. Now, there could be some discrepancies or errors or mistakes on your credit report, or you may have to deal with issues relating to taxes, credit cards, and loans. Now, we are entering tax season, so there could be some issues relating to taxes, credit, loans, maybe things present themselves or come out in the open that you were not expecting. So just be prepared for the unexpected if possibly that might end up happening. Now, the full moon on January 17th will fall in your own sign and house. Now, it will actually have an opposition with Pluto from your partnership house. There could be issues with a partner or someone close to you. There could be a disagreement or an argument, and this could actually create a separation or the end of a relationship or partnership. Now, Neptune will be supporting this full moon. It could create a little bit of an ease in the whole situation, but there could be also the feeling of someone trying to dominate or control or be pushy in the situation. Now, this doesn't necessarily have to be something romantic or personal. This could be maybe in relation to a business partnership, or maybe someone else trying to push you to do something or to agree on something, and you're not ready to get there at this point. So, this could easily put you in a situation to feel uncomfortable, maybe a little bit in an unpleasant situation. And this could be a situation where you feel like you need time. until you can make a final decision. So one of these days to keep an eye out for is January 16th. And this could actually be a day where you may even seek closure, or you may even start to feel that it might be time to move on or move forward and actually start to even take on a different way or a different route on having to take care of things and take on a new approach. And this could be that you might be making the decision to move on from a relationship or partnership. Leo. So Mercury will be retrograding from your partnership house on January 14th. Now, Mercury won't go direct until February 4th. So during these few weeks, there could be issues or problems with a partner or lover or someone close to you. This partner could be personal or professional. It could be somebody that is bringing up old issues that need to be resolved. Now, there could be someone from your past coming back into the present, and it may be time to resolve these issues. Now, if it is someone on a professional level, like a partner, an investor, a coworker, client, customer, there could be issues that need to get resolved. Now, you could actually be running into somebody from your past that you used to work with, and they may be coming back into your life, maybe as a client or a customer or a coworker, or maybe even a future employer. So, this is actually a good time to resolve old issues. This could bring about some issues that maybe you don't want to deal with. It's a great time to communicate and resolve these issues as much as possible. Now, the full moon on January 17th will fall in your 12th house of secrets and solitude. Now, the next 2 weeks can bring a time for you to rest and relax and catch up on sleep. This could also be a time to resolve old issues. You may have to discard or get rid of something that has not been working out for you. This could be an unhealthy habit or an unhealthy person from your life. Now, Pluto will be opposing this full moon, and this is actually going to be a time where you may need to try to balance work and your personal life. This could also be a time to balance your health and your personal life. So there could be actually be a feeling of being pulled into different directions. Now, Neptune actually will be supporting this full moon from your eighth house of joint resources, taxes, credits, and loans. This could actually be a time where you may be focusing on some financial obligations, maybe taking care of some bills or paying off some bills. Sometimes discarding or getting rid of is like discarding and paying off a bill, getting rid of an old bill, or paying off a debt, or something that you used to feel was weighing you down, and now that you're able to pay this off, now you feel like you can move on from it. Now, the next 2 weeks is actually going to be a good time to maybe craft and create, focus on putting a project together. You're definitely going to be very hardworking and studious and just trying to keep moving forward in any task or project there. Now, on January 16th, it is a day where you're going to notice working hard for the money and taking care of tasks and projects. Definitely a lot of hard work going on. This could actually be a day also to focus on your health. And this could be either um, from eating healthier, exercising, losing weight, maybe even taking care of an issue with like your teeth or your bones. This could be in relation to, like I said, maybe taking more supplements. So this is definitely going to be a time for you to focus on your health and well-being. This is actually going to be a great time for you to focus on you and taking care of you. And this could be the next chapter of your life of now focusing on what you have been neglecting and now focusing on working on it, becoming a stronger person, and being more focused on moving forward. Virgo. So Mercury retrogrades starting January 14th from your sixth house of work, service, and health. Now, this is actually going to be a time where you're going to notice an increase of emails, text messages, and phone calls. But there could be issues with electronics, vehicles, computers, the internet, sending out emails and text messages and making phone calls. There could be electronic issues and issues with computers and cell phones. So if things go a little bit wacky, don't be surprised, and we can thank Mercury retrograde for that. So Mercury will go direct February 4th. So there might be maybe something, things that in the work environment, and that could also be in your home environment, that might need to be repaired or be replaced. Now, on January 17th, the full moon will actually fall in your 11th house of friendships, groups, and organizations. Now, what's interesting is, yes, the next 2 weeks can be a very positive and social time for you. This could also be a great time for you to connect with family and friends. There could actually be the possibility of having to try to balance work and family life. And this could actually put you in a situation where you may feel a little bit stressed and tense. This could create some anxiety, but I do feel that you will be able to find a way to balance things out. Overall, the energy is actually going to be pretty active for you, but I feel that it's also going to be a positive social time to connect with the people around you and build greater connections. This could relate to your work. This could also relate to future work prospects and connections. Libra, so the full moon on January 17th will fall in your career house. Now, the next 2 weeks is actually going to be a significant time because it could bring about a promotion or advancement, but because Pluto will be opposing your fourth house of home, there could be some obligations, compromises that need to be made as you may be working from home, or because of the home, you need to make some changes here. There could also be the possibility of having to relocate for this new job or for a job. It's a great time for a promotion or advancement, but there could be some compromises, but especially with Neptune actually supporting this full moon. Now, with Mercury retrograding starting January 15th in your fifth house, this could bring about some issues from the past. This could actually relate to someone from your past coming back into the present. Yes, it could bring about a reconnection or reconciliation, but it's not guaranteed that things will work out for the long term. So, a great time to focus on the home will be on January 16th, and this could be a time to relocate, renovate, or make changes around the home. If you need to make some repairs or changes, this is actually a great time to do so. But I feel that the next 2 weeks are going to be a significant time for your career, but this could actually help in making some adjustments and changes with the home. Now, it could also be that maybe you're starting to work from home, and this is actually a time where you need to find a balance for the home and family. And maybe it's kind of like a time of compromise and having to figure out how to balance things out. But I do feel that you'll be able to do so. You'll be able to find that balance there and be able to find a way to make everything kind of happen there. Career wise, it's significant. It could bring about more money and more financial opportunities. This is actually going to be a great time to just, like I said, balance things out, and you'll be able to feel like you're moving forward. Scorpio. So Mercury will be retrograding starting January 14th from your fourth house of home. The next 3 weeks can bring about issues relating to the home. You may renovate, relocate, or make changes around the home. It could be that someone from your past moves in or someone moves out of the home. There could be old issues and renovations that need to be done again. Many times with a Mercury retrograde, it brings revisions. And this could be, let's say you were doing a repair and that same situation issue was occurred again, like an appliance breaking down. Maybe you have another appliance that breaks down and you have to do this all over again. Or a repair that wasn't done correctly now needs to be done again. So there could be maybe some issues that need to be dealt with that. The full moon on January 17th will fall in your ninth house of long distance trips, foreign people, and places. So the next 2 weeks will bring a time for you to possibly travel or others from afar come to visit you. Now, there could be situations dealing with education or taking on classes and courses to further a career. There could be actually some issues relating to all that. Maybe you have financial obligations connected to this, and this could relate to a child. The next 2 weeks are going to be significant as it brings about a time of having to make some compromise or possibly even having to make some last minute changes. So, this is actually going to be a very active time for you and a time to take care of um, any of these issues. There could be legal issues too, whether you're finding yourself going to court, someone's taking you to court, or this could be already something that you've been dealing with, like child support, going through a divorce, things like that, where you have to find yourself having to deal with legal issues. Again, like I said, this could be a situation where you have to come to a compromise, but I feel there will be some kind of resolution at the end. So it's definitely going to be a very active time, great time to focus on taking care of any financial obligations connected to others, or finally coming to a compromise and resolving some of these old issues. Sagittarius. So Mercury will be retrograding from your third house of short trips, communication, siblings, and neighbors on January 14th. Now, the next 3 weeks can bring about issues with electronics, vehicles, computers, cell phones, and telephones. Now, Mercury will be going direct February 4th. So, if there's any issues that you have to take care of with electronics, a vehicle, it might be a good idea to take care of it as quickly as possible. Or possibly don't be surprised if you run into some issues with with a vehicle or computer or something dies on you here, crashes on you. Um, it could be also if you've been kind of avoiding it or neglecting it, it might be a situation where it's kind of like your sign that it's time to get it repaired or replaced. So Mercury does go direct February 4th. Now, there could just simply be issues like with the internet or emails, text messages, things like that, that maybe you aren't expecting to deal with. So now the full moon on January 17th will fall in your eighth house of joint resources, taxes, credit cards, and loans. So the next 2 weeks can bring about issues with joint resources, taxes, credit, loans. If you have some issues to take care of that, we are going into the tax season, so maybe some issues connected with taxes. This could also relate to child support, alimony, any issues like that. Now, Pluto will be opposing the full moon from your second house of earned income. So there could be issues in relating with financial obligations here. It could also be that the money you make now has to be turned around to pay off a debt or a bill. Um, there will be some kind of compromise here. Maybe you yourself are actually looking to pay off a debt or bill, or to finalize maybe some kind of financial obligation. And once you take care of that, then you don't have to worry about it anymore. So there could be these kinds of issues that you have to deal with. But after that, everything should be picking up and improving. We're still going through the Venus retrograde here that will be coming to an end in about another couple weeks in your second house of earned income. So you may have been dealing with some of these financial issues or financial obligations, but things should start to ease up here very soon. Capricorn, so Mercury will be retrograding from your second house of earned income on January 14th. So the next 3 weeks can bring about issues with finances or financial obligations. I would suggest to always double check your paycheck or any place where you know you are due to get paid, as there could be errors or maybe not getting paid properly. So that's one of the things that I've seen many times. This could also relate to financial transactions or bills or any debts that need to get taken care of. So Mercury will be going direct February 4th. There could be the possibility of you starting a new job in a place you once worked in, maybe with an old employer or an old coworker, or dealing with a new client, but maybe the client isn't necessarily brand new, as in you never dealt with them, but maybe somebody you didn't work with for the longest time and they come back into the picture. So, a positive day for you that I think is going to be significant will be January 16th. And this could actually be a very good time for you to repair or replace or get rid of anything that you don't feel you need in your life. It's almost like I want to use the word discarding, but it might be like a cleansing time period for you. It could be maybe ending a relationship and starting new, or it could be finally taking care of your health and well being to get better and to get healthier. So the full moon on January 17th falls in your partnership house. So the partner could be someone personal, professional. This could also be someone that you work closely with to further your career. So the next 2 weeks can be significant. Maybe you get engaged or get married. Maybe you meet somebody significant that could actually be there for the long term and be a significant partner for you. You might even consider them your soulmate. The only thing that I would say is that because Pluto is opposing this full moon, there could be maybe like a clashing or feeling like a power struggle, and this could be maybe them, um, you having to compromise for them, or they're pulling you in a direction that you don't really want to do or want to deal with, but you have to, maybe because it's going to help you with your finances or a project or a job situation. Maybe you have to compromise in schedules or a schedule that maybe you don't want to deal with or want to take, but it pays you more money if you work that shift versus maybe an earlier shift, so things like this that maybe you have to take on more work, or you need to change a situation to compromise or to accommodate to someone else just to make things work easier for them. Or maybe it is something that benefits you. It's just that you have to compromise and kind of work around all that. But the next 2 weeks is actually going to be a pretty active time for you. A big part of it will be relating with finances, but partnerships and relationships are significant here for these next couple weeks. Aquarius, Mercury will be retrograding from your own sign starting January 14th and won't go direct until February 4th. So the next few weeks can bring about issues to with electronics, vehicles, computers, cell phones, telephones. There could be actually some issues with communication and transportation. You may want to plan in advance as there could be issues that you run into that were not expected or were unexpected. Now, this could actually be a time where doing any kind of revisions or changes could actually correct a situation for you. Now, there could also be the possibility of relocating to a place that you once lived in, like going back to your hometown or a state that you once lived in. It could also be with an employer or working with someone like an old employer or employee that you once worked with a long time ago, and now you're starting a new job where they are working there now. Now, this could actually be a time to, like I said, correct a situation, to revise it, and to move forward. But there could be the possibility, like I said, of expecting the unexpected. The full moon on January 17th will fall in your sixth house of work, service, and health. The next 2 weeks may bring about a time for you to work hard for the money. It could also be an increase of tedious tasks and projects. You may have to bring your work home or be working from home. Now, there could be some challenges when it comes to your health and well being. Maybe you need to take care of an issue relating to your health. This could also be a time for you to exercise and lose weight or just eat healthier. You may also be worrying or taking care of the health and well being of a pet, and this could actually bring about a time for you to take care of and look after them. Overall, it's really going to be a busy and productive couple weeks for you. You can take care of and get a lot of work done. You may feel overwhelmed. I mean, you may even be feeling pulled in different directions just to try to complete a task or project. It is going to be, like I said, a busy time for you, but this could also bring about more money, bonuses, and commissions. Pisces. So Mercury will retrograde from your 12th house of secrets and solitude on January 14th. The next 3 weeks can bring about some confusion, maybe feeling overwhelmed, running through many ideas, and maybe even feeling like you have a lot of thoughts and ideas going in your head, but feeling maybe a little bit scattered. I would say a good idea is to write things down, especially if maybe you're going through making some changes, whether it's changes in the home, changes within yourself, maybe changes in the workplace. So, this can actually be a time where also secrets can easily be revealed because it's in your 12th house. It's always everything that's hidden, but when a Mercury retrograde kicks in, its secrets are revealed. This doesn't have to be the secret of somebody was cheating on me. This could be the secret of something that you never knew about, so it only gets brought out in the open, and it's like, oh, I always wondered about that kind of thing. So Mercury goes direct February 4th. Now, on January 16th, this is actually going to be a more of a social time for you. Now, social could be family, friends, also social groups, social connections, especially social connections like networking to further your career. Sometimes when we think social networking is like, for instance, like a realtor connecting, building connections to help them obviously buy a house, sell a house for their clients. So it could also come through in that way. It's a positive day, overall good day. Now, the full moon on January 17th falls in your fifth house of love, children, and creative projects. So, the next 2 weeks can bring a time for you to find love or fall in love. This could also be a time for you to tell someone how much you do care for them and love them. Now, this can actually be a time to spend time with children. This could also relate to a sport or a hobby, or maybe even hearing news of a baby on the way. This could also be a time to spend time with children. Now, this is also a time of entertainment, whether it's music, movies, or maybe even a little bit of gambling. So it doesn't nothing's guaranteed that you will win any big winnings or big money, but maybe you decide to go play the lottery more or go to the casinos. But it's time of also maybe taking chances more than the usual. The overall energy is positive, but you may feel a little bit constricted, or especially if you have to take care of some obligations with work. It's like the battle between work and family, and this could be that maybe you need to do some compromising. But I feel that the energy is good. It might be a little bit more productive for you as we get into February, is where I think you're going to notice the pace picking up to be busier with work and work obligations. So right now it might be just a time where you're kind of trying to be more on a calmer state and being more settled down, if anything else, even though there's a lot going on all around you. So it's a good time to just try to stay as calm as possible